OSHA absolutely hates this, but I love it because when it comes to OSHA, we have to tell the truth. And the truth is that OSHA only represents one side of the story, and that's their side. And here's the thing. I'm going to give you 3 options that you have because you don't have to talk to OSHA. So these are the 3 R's of dealing with OSHA as an employee, as a manager, as a supervisor. Guess what? You don't have to talk to OSHA. You got 3 options, and those come down to the 3 R's. They are represent, refuse, or report. Those are the 3. And I'm going to explain each of these to you right now. So here they are. Number 1, when OSHA investigates a workplace, they want to talk to employees and they're going to ask you questions. And guess what? Those questions are going to be questions that are safety related and are in the mind of a safety expert, someone that knows the regulations inside and out. And they're going to ask you questions. And those questions are going to be things that you don't think about every moment of the day because guess what? You're not a safety expert. You are an employee doing your job, trying to get home, trying to do the things that you want to do. So yes, you know the basics of safety and you try to follow those and you do so as best as you can. However, that doesn't mean that you sat down and you understood and processed every aspect of the legalese that was written by Cal OSHA in their 20,000 word document on bloodborne pathogens. Okay, so let me put it to you this way. What they will tell you is, hey, you need to talk to us. They don't tell you that you have a right. OSHA wants us to tell you all your rights. So I'm telling you, you're right. You don't have to talk to OSHA. And the first one is they won't tell you that. So you have a right not to talk to OSHA, and you can do that by just refusing outright not to talk to OSHA. Or you can have a representative with you, and that can be anybody. It could be your boss. You can ask your boss to sit with you. Maybe you have a good relationship with your boss, and maybe you don't like OSHA being in your workplace, and maybe really you guys did nothing wrong, and you need to convey that. So you want to make sure that you're right. You can have your boss with you. You can have a union rep with you. You can have a fellow employee with you. You can have a administrative assistant with you. It doesn't matter. You can have anybody you want with you that works there at the workplace. You can have your attorney with you if you want. They don't even have to work there, but they should have some basic understanding. You don't want to call your mom in there and say, hey, mom, help me out here. You know, you want to have somebody that understands the business side of things. Now, we talked about the representative. We talked about the right to refuse. You can just refuse. You can just say, hey, guess what, OSHA? I don't want to talk to you, and I'm not going to talk to you. And there's nothing against the law with that. You don't have to talk to them, right? Maybe you don't want to be involved in this whole finangles, and dilly-willy stuff that goes on. Maybe you just want to do your job, and everything's fine. And hey, maybe the coworker that got injured was really doing stuff that he shouldn't have been doing. Maybe you got nothing to say about it. Or maybe there was nothing wrong at all. And maybe you just don't have anything to say about it. So, or maybe you just want to work with your employer directly and not have a bunch of fines that are going to impact your profit margin and everything else. So let's look at it that way, right? You have the right to refuse. The other is you have the right to report. You have the right to actually talk to OSHA. And you should talk to them if you want to. No one's saying you can't. I'm just saying you have 3 options. The 3 R's: refuse, representative, or report. And OSHA will never really tell you that you don't have to talk to them. It's a dirty little trick, and I don't like it. And I think all the rights should be explained to employees no matter what the issue is. You have a right to talk. You have a right not to talk. Everyone tells you you have a right to talk. No one tells you you don't have a right to talk. Did I say that right? You have a right not to talk. So keep that in mind. A lot of times people don't want to get involved. I understand that. The real issue here is that whatever the safety hazard is that it gets abated so that everyone stays safe. Employees mostly, right? Everyone needs to stay safe, but the most important are the employees doing the job. And again, I always say this in my training classes, which is, I don't care about the money. I don't care about the insurance. All that's there. At the end of the day, if I get injured on the job, I'm the one that has to live with that. And guess what? They're going to replace me. If I can't do the job, they're going to replace me. And so that means my income's impacted. I may lose my hearing. I may lose my eyesight. I may lose my hand. And in that case, guess what? My whole life is impacted with my family, my enjoyment. Maybe I can't hear anymore. I can't enjoy my rock concerts. Maybe I can't hear my Harley Davidson anymore as I thunder down the road. Maybe I can't even ride it because I lost my hand, right? So the idea here is, I don't care about the money. Money's never going to make up for it, right? If I ask you how much money would you take for your eyeballs, people tell me $10 million, but they'll give it away to the company for free. That's a whole nother topic. But the bottom line is, no amount of money is worth your body parts because you can't get them back and they serve a function. So look, do what you want to do, but just know you have the right to talk or not to talk to OSHA, and you always have the right to have somebody there with you. And so again, sometimes managers and supervisors don't know this, and they'll get involved and they'll say, no, you can't have a rep. Yeah, you can have a rep, and it's your right under safety rules and regulations, laws. You have a right to a representative. So if it's really nasty, if there's a death on your site, if you have any working relationship with someone that has died at your site due to a safety concern or a workplace procedure, or just died on the work site, hey, be careful what you say, because so many civil and criminal lawsuits are out there now, and the idea is you want to be protected. So you have a right to a rep, you have the right to refuse, and you have a right to report. I hope that helps you understand what OSHA is up to and what your rights are. Enjoy.